Hello and welcome. I'm Cody, and I'm going to be attempting a Triple Crown turn-based playthrough of Pillars of Eternity. I am by no means an expert in this game. I have only played through once before, and it was 5+ years ago, I don't even know. I do know the very early bit of the game fairly well, since I have a bad habit of creating new characters over and over again, trying to decide what I want to play. And I thought maybe recording it would help me not do that. Very good chance I will not make it to the end of the game, but I'm gonna give it a shot and see.
Five wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Okay, for character, I'm gonna go with a ranger. I was considering several different possibilities. Mostly I was leaning towards either a rogue, a chanter, or a ranger. But mostly I think it'll be fun to play around with ranged attacks, because I've really never bothered when I played this through the first time to use any ranged attackers, or pretty much all melee and spellcasting. I think it'll be fun to experiment with that. Don't really know the ranger class very well. I know they get some neat abilities, particularly near the late game when they get a twin shot or something like that, where they get to attack twice per attack. Early game, I'm definitely going to be taking the wounding shot over the mark, as I'm probably going to be dumping intelligence quite low, so the duration is not going to be good on marked prey, and wounding shot gives me 2 uses per encounter. I know I've read up some opinions on the companions, and most people seem to agree that the wolf or the boar are the best, but for no reason other than I like it, I'm gonna go with the bear. The increased damage reduction is not very large, I don't think, but I enjoy the idea of it. I'm definitely going to want very high perception, as I don't want to miss my attacks, and very high dexterity, as I want to make a lot of attacks. Intelligence does virtually nothing for me. I won't have any area of effect abilities. I'm going to avoid abilities that are heavily based on duration, so all I'm really doing is dropping my will save there, which is not ideal, but better than nothing. Yeah, I get better benefits putting those points elsewhere. Might probably. Tempted to put a few into Constitution as well, but honestly think it might be wisest just to go straight might, max dex, max perception. Possible even dumping my resolve lower to get my might up makes sense, but I don't know. Don't think I'm going to do that. Definitely unlikely to make an optimal build here, as I'm not an expert at this game by any stretch of the imagination, but hopefully this will be good enough. Then the question is largely, do I want my dexterity or my perception at 20? Here, and I think I'm going to go with perception. It's always best to land an attack when you can, I guess, and I do like the increased chances of interrupt as well. What does Ranger get as far as skills? Stealth and survival. I want to get mechanics, probably, as I'm always going to have my protagonist in the party, and you always need somebody with mechanics, so I might as well make it the protagonist. There's certainly an argument that stealth makes more sense to focus on, but probably going to go with mechanics. And athletics is always nice for some healing, so I'll be a laborer. And I think I like this portrait the best. Of course, I've chose a wood elf because they get bonuses to their ranged attacks. It's always annoying when games make you pick a handful of portraits, but then don't give you heads and hairs that actually match those portraits. That's close enough, I guess.
Watch and learn. Let's keep quiet.
Yes.
I'll lead the way. Duh! Yeah? I shall lead
Go
us.
with Mystic. I'll be Chie and Nanook, heading into the adventure.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there. Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood? Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here. They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
Oh, go see what those
Hold
berries
on.
then.
Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep. Kalisha.
He needs to find some springberries. Watch that she doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her, you're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Certainly. I can get it to spill its secrets. I can get it to spill its secrets.
Gonna have to pick up pretty much everything. I know this area quite well. Just get all the junk and sell it all to Heodin, since he'll buy garbage for a lot more than any later merchant you'll ever encounter.
Anyone need supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Yes.
I don't normally play on expert mode. It is the one part of the Triple Crown that I'm not looking forward to. When I played this years ago, I did play on permadeath, but I did not play expert mode or the hardest difficulty. I don't remember which difficulty, but it definitely wasn't the hardest. So from that perspective, I'm all set. I often play these games
What you need?
permadeath, but the expert mode just kind of removes useful information from the game, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I do think it might be interesting to try. Like the accuracy estimate that you would have got without expert mode is missing. That is disappointing. I like having an idea what my chance to hit is. And quite like the turn-based mode. It's what brought me back to wanting to play the game again. Sure, I was a cook. Guess my skills languished in the kitchen. Yeah, hard offer to pass up. Gonna settle here and start a new life. Why are you here, Kalisha? Alright, let's get back to camp. Set up a formation. Definitely don't want the protagonist in the front lines with her low constitution. General preference for ranged weapons.
Barful went hunting. At least he left the water skins. Come on. Not good.
What have we here?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all the loot in here, so now to go sell it all to Heodin. Possible to get some little bit of extra cash for this early thing by luring the wolves up here over down here, and sometimes they kill some of the caravaneers, but unreliable.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road. Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
Who are
I'm
you?
a trader, originally from the Adir Empire, but I've been trying to establish new business out here. Life on the road has brought some unexpected challenges, to be sure. And I'm sure you've noticed how prickly the locals can be. But we're here to make the most of things, right?
I don't look like that. I'm sure you'll do well.
Something else you need?
Tell me
Looks
about
like
the
we're settled for the night.
Tell me about the Adir Empire.
It's not as big as it used to be, but it's still big. The mainland is a continent northwest of here, but the colonies used to include Raed Ceres and the Deerwood. About 150 years ago, Deerwood won its independence from the Empire, a fact our companions are quick to remind me of.
Okay. To shuffle some gear around before I sell. Ah, I did not know that. Alright, guess I'm not shuffling those gear around. I can still sell out of the dash, I assume. That is an expert mode. I mean, it's a good change in a way. I've always felt when you don't play with that option that each character having their own little inventory, and it just doesn't make any sense. Doesn't have any mechanical impact when you can go to the the stash and take stuff out of it whenever you want, but would have been nice if I'd been paying attention and ensured that I'd looted it directly to my characters.
Something else you need?
See what you got. This is the main thing anyways, is to sell that ring. It's worth a lot of money and is not really very useful. Even these things, this potion of endurance sells for a lot when it will not sell very well later. Onto those lockpicks in case I need them. That's decent enough starting chain. Encroach at the riverbank and dip your water skin into cool water while Kalisha waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. Out of the trees emerges Sparful, one of the guides, barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there is a strangeness to his gait. His strides wobbly as he moves toward you with labored breath.
Sparful? Are you alright?
Sparful's toe catches a rock and he collapses forward in a heap, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag.
Ambush!
Bobble the melee guy and try to run everybody down. Oof, double miss. That's unlikely.
Oh?
Pretty badly injured from just one shot. That's not half bad. Finish him off with a graze, probably not. How much did I hit the first time? 12 damage. 3 this time.
Yes.
Alicia taking a beating already. That'll help.
Yes.
I really shouldn't be spreading my damage, but an easy enough fight, it shouldn't matter.
Oh?
Come on, we have to get back to camp.
Don't need any of that. Well, give Kalisha a hunting bow is enough. Didn't really matter. Oh, she has the Durwooden clothing on. Huh. In fact, I'm going to take that so I get more turns. Just hope that I don't get attacked. Probably a bad idea, but...
Oh?
Nice.
Hmm? Hmm? Hmm?
Focusing down the archer there primarily just because I know he has less armor, so... or less deflection, rather, so I'm going to hit him more regularly.
What you need?
Accuracy is a big problem in the early game on the high difficulty.
Hmm? Oh?
What you need?
make sure I've got some melee weapons to swap to when I need it. Probably do it. Axe and a shield would make more sense, but I like it this way a little bit better for thematic reasons. All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Felicia puts the back of her left hand to her mouth as if to ward away some poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stands above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of the man you recognize as Heoden, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. Murderers, you will pay for each life. Death willed by the gods is not murder but righteousness. You have trespassed in the places of which no mortal man is worthy. The debt is not ours to pay, but yours. So I say again, lay down your arms. Don't trust them. They mean to kill us all. And courage is a mask. None of you has yet slain a true warrior. You've killed many trespassers like you. The kills are sloppy. The wounds on these people are inefficient and off-target. This is the work of untested men accustomed to carelessness. The man bares his teeth. He looks at Heoden, helpless, his eyes shut tightly for the killing blow. We'll see whose courage is a mask. Shoves Heoden towards you. As he does so, the man rakes his blade against Heoden's torso. Heoden screams and stumbles forward, a wide gash in his clothing beginning to bloom crimson. The man sets his feet to engage you, the axe raised high. And Heoden has some bruised ribs. I know it's possible to get through that dialogue without him retaining an injury, but all of the ways I know how to do it require either lore or intelligence, and I have neither. I'm always tempted, and indeed I'm probably going to, focus down the leader here, even though he regenerates health, so if it doesn't go well, it's the just worst choice. You can't get him quickly, but if he does go down quickly, it's the best choice. It's a tough call. I'm going to do it. I think the bear really will carry me here anyways. He's very strong in the early game. Ooh, that miss. Not a good start. Might have Heoden get knocked out here, but not a big deal. Ah, nice. Lucky crit. Keep him from starting to regenerate.
Yes.
What you need?
It's interesting that the expert mode continues to tell me barely injured and etc., but gets rid of the
How can I
little
help?
dot health indicators that don't actually give you any more information than that, but just present it in a way that's slightly easier to read.
Oh.
What you need?
Yes.
Oh, whoops, I thought that was the bear's turn. I guess he got interrupted and I didn't notice. Oh, well, shouldn't matter.
Yes.
How can I help?
Excellent. Managed it without Heoden going down. That's always nice. Your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companions, now silent among the other dead, His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks at you. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, like a whisper of wind stirs in the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good, good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it is rending you apart from within. Heated against a wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom slashed across chest and bowel, Odima's body stirs, and with great effort, he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Straining against a gale that threatens to pull you off your feet with every step, you set your hands in the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself to the precipice. The last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Euden trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers who had been feigning death lunges for Euden and topples him onto the rocky ground. Restrained, Euden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. From your position, you would have a good chance hitting your mark. Fire at the attacker. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Euden loose. Lurching to his feet, Euden clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Euden to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There is a deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight.
Was that?
A Bewick. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside. Can you walk?
That should be far enough.
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
You don't seem too upset about all this. Maybe you just don't know me enough to know what upset looks like. Maybe I've seen worse too. Seen worse and kept on walking. There's nothing else to be done, because there's other people you care about who still need you. Alright, let's get going. Euden takes a step forward and his knee buckles, and before anyone can catch him, he stumbles to the ground, his cheeks striking the time-worn cobbles. On unsteady legs, he claws his way up the wall and back to his feet, but his stance is shaky, like a sailor walking on the land after time at sea.
Could we maybe stay here and rest a few hours? I've lost some blood. Seems quiet off to the left. Might be a place to rest there.
I hate to say this, but we can't afford to stay put. Those Glonfathens were riled about something. Could be we got company in here. Looters will be armed and ready to kill, and there's probably a lot of them. We can't be caught sleeping in their beds.
Please, I just need to lie down for a while. Then we can move as fast as you want.
Maybe you didn't hear me. We are gonna die in here if we don't get moving and get this place figured out before the looters come back. We've either got to find the exit or a damn good place to hide.
Alicia's right. We have to press on. We don't know what we're up against.
I'll do my best.
You know, if you rest here, Alicia just kind of runs off on her own and gets herself
See if
killed.
they left anything useful behind.
Well, it would probably be easy enough to get this dungeon complete without her. No point making things harder on ourselves. A trembling, sickly creature emerges from the dark, clutching a spear. Knobby elbows and thin ribs show through its scaly flesh, but you recognize it as a Zorp. It watches you cautiously, breathing in ragged sighs. Okay, I won't hurt you. The Zorp recoils, fingers still wrapped tightly around its spear. The creature cocks its head and approaches you, soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. The creature sniffs around you and finds nothing of interest. It steps back and resumes its defensive posture. Back away. Zorp watches warily as you go. Bunch of
Those
ways
tiles look
past this here
suspicious.
puzzle.
careful.
Found something.
To whispers and
But by
shadows.
far the most experience is done by brute force disabling all of the traps with Theoden. The autopause makes it a little bit annoying, which I could turn off, but it's far too useful
Found
to
something.
have on later on. When the traps are in places I don't remember where they are, which will happen fairly soon. I only really know this game well up into Aidenua. After that, it'll be almost like a blind playthrough, with vague memories here and there. Particularly of, like, remembering which companions join you and the like. If I survive long enough to get to the expansions, it'll be like a completely blind playthrough, though I had the expansions installed when I beat it many years ago. I did not bother to actually go through with them, so that could be interesting if I survive that long. Definitely not going to read every one of these little journals. They're not, to my taste, very interesting. Always found Theoden most useful in this area by giving him this crossbow. He can often one-shot things. In fact, I'm going to take his armor off so he attacks a bit faster, too. It shouldn't be really much chance of dying
Wait.
here, but
Do you hear-
that'll help it
Hear that?
get the combats done a bit faster with big crits.
Yes,
Okay.
certainly.
Perfect.
They'll never know I'm here.
Give the skulder meat to the creature. Produce a piece of skulder meat from your pack and toss it onto the floor. The Zorp's nostrils flare at the scent of fresh meat, and its eyes dart between you and the food. It creeps towards the prize, shoving the spear into your grip and snatching the meat with both hands at the last moment. Gullet quivers as it devours the flesh in noisy chomps. It was nice to have an accurate weapon. It's probably better than the axe for cleaning. Well, better than a torch.
That roundish symbol. Pretty sure I saw it on one of the tiles back there.
Yeah, one of the ways past the puzzle if we'd
They'll never know I'm
bothered to
here.
not just disable them all. Ooh, that was a low damage graze. Not ideal, but oh good. Wasn't sure I trusted the turn order there. Sometimes it lies to you. What little I've played of it so far, at least. These things could easily one-shot my protagonist.
How can I help?
I don't know why this sometimes happens in turn-based mode. I used Blinding Strike as the attack that enters the combat, which therefore it should have 0 charges, but sometimes it doesn't work. You can be sure, because yeah, Definitely said I used Blinding Strike, but didn't use it up the charge sometimes when you're entering combat. Usually it does, but
No use.
seems like
Yes.
maybe a 1 in 3 chance it just ignores it. Oh, Chia run away, as I do not want her to be killed by this thing's ranged attack. Oh, she interrupted it. Didn't need to.
Oh.
Yeah, that attack.
Spot on.
Definitely need to pay more attention to the turn order. Way it changes every action.
From.
A viscous slick of something dark and tar-like runs down this wall. The shapes and bulges in the ooze suggest that something lies beneath it, but you can't tell what. Use the water skin to clear off the ooze. You rinse the ooze away, revealing an intricate relief of a man's face. The sunburst surrounding it has chipped away in places, but the details of his head, from the tight curls of hair to the ridges of his pointed ears, still showcase remarkable craftsmanship. One eye socket is empty. A gem fills the other. Fix that. The chamber begins to rumble, stray rocks dancing across the tile floor. Finally, a large section of the wall gives way.
How can I help?
Yes.
Another graze to start the fight off with. Not ideal. Back
Certainly.
up a bit. It's immune to knockdown, but I use knockdown anyways because it gives a slight bonus to accuracy. Interesting that it switched target. There though, flank going. And once again, I had used Blinding Strike to open combat, and it didn't use it again, weirdly. Giant opening volleys from rogues is one of the main reasons I was heavily
Silence
considering
surrounds
using a
me.
rogue for this playthrough, but the relative lack of staying power after the combat starts, mixed with the fact that I used a rogue a fair bit when I played the sequel, made me want to try a ranger whom I've never really engaged with in this game.
Feels like there's a draft coming through that wall. I don't hear any sign of that.
I've also never
storm
really
either.
engaged with a druid, which I considered briefly, but I'm a huge fan of the way spellcasters work in the first game with how limited their
How can I help?
spell charges are per day, mostly because I
How
have
can I
a
help?
problem of not resting when I probably should. Trying to get as far as I can on a single rest. Get him the nuke. Nice. I don't really think there's any reason to come over here and kill the handful of enemies, but
Scout ahead.
I'm going to do it anyways, just for
what's around the
thoroughness'
corner.
sake.
How can I help?
Oh. Certainly.
This fight can certainly go very wrong. They have a stunning scream they sometimes use that could potentially hit your entire party if you're unlucky enough. I hit 2 of them. It was interesting to me and surprising that you can swap weapons without consuming your turn. If I recall correctly, in real-time version, it has like a 5-second delay after you swap weapons before you can attack, so it feels like it should consume your turn here, but definitely going to take advantage of it.
Yes.
Unlike the other little dead ends in here, I don't think there's any loot in here. I could knock down this wall, but it might exhaust Kalisha if I do. So, no real point to it. It's just another shortcut way past this puzzle.
Stay quiet.
Oop, got to put his crossbow back on. Oh, he's getting bad luck with the grazes instead of hits on these opening volleys.
Hmm?
How can I help? How can I help?
What you need?
How can I help?
Excellent. That. Here, I don't think. Let's see, who's done all of our damage? I suspect it's been Hyoden so far. Single target damage and most damage done. Yeah, the rogues really do enjoy rogues. It's a shame you don't really get one as I don't even remember if or when you get one as a companion in this game. I can't think of one that joins you, so maybe there isn't one. Another reason, maybe I should have chosen a rogue. Too late now, though. Shame you can't multi-class like in the sequel. 4 figures stand before an otherworldly apparatus. An ancient structure of chiseled Aedra and metallic veins, ominous and looming like a silent observer. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colorless as stone or ash. The other figures gaze upon it in what might be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The figure closest to the machine stands out among them. A thick gray beard frames a face otherwise hidden beneath a metallic mask. Faded robes are embroidered with runic language unlike anything you have ever seen, and he wears a strange black headdress with 2 protrusions that jut out like the wings of some malevolent creature.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book. Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth, and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet and the air is still. Then, all at once, it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision and you are knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land and pain wells into the back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away in the black, unconscious void. You open your eyes to a different place, another time. You stand in a circular room, grand and domed. Its walls lined with Aedra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end, a great pillar of Aedra pierces the floor from below, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one you have just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions. Pressing questions, troubling questions, questions that must be answered, or... At the base of the pillar now, you see a man with a thick gray beard and in ceremonial robes, crowned with a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You are walking towards him now at a pace that is hurried, while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. You awaken to find your malaise is broken, only to be replaced by something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like ringing in your ears that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery. When you turn to look, and see no sign of whatever it was, you find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntary paranoid tic. If this is a sickness, it may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. Figures at the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who led them is nowhere to be seen. Yuden and Kalisha lie bloody on the uneven cobbles, their bodies twisted unnaturally in death. You are alone and far from help. Gilded Veil may be your best hope of receiving treatment before things get worse. I actually want that crossbow, but it's a good idea to take it just in case. Interesting that the narration did not acknowledge Nanook. He also survived. Let's level up. Again, I'm going to focus almost entirely on mechanics, probably dropping a point here or there into athletics just to get my second wind a little bit stronger. This is the tougher choice. Rangers are a bit starved for talent. They have so many that you want to buy. Many of them feel a bit like taxes, that class kind of feels like it's built into the assumption that you have. You just need to grab them regardless. Like Vicious Companion and Resilient Companion both kind of feel like you should just have them. I'm also going to want to take a weapon focus. Probably don't need it right now. Specifically, it's going to be this one here, Soldier, because I'm going to want to use an Arbalest. For now, I think maybe Marksman, just to get the accuracy against distant enemies. Either that or Resilient Companion to make, well, my companion more resilient. My accuracy is pretty good already. Maybe I go for the damage reduction. Yeah, I'll start with that. Unfortunately, as far as I know, there's no way to look at your companion's stats, which is sad. Love to be able to right-click and go properties or whatever. He has health. Or endurance, I guess he has no health.
Oh?
But I think that will be the end of this first recording session after I rest to get rid of the fatigue that effect caused.